Hey Sparkle Squad, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jasmine and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do forward cross rolls. So this video was actually requested by you guys, so I'm excited to share with you guys some tips and tricks on how to do forward cross rolls. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so before we get started with how to do forward cross rolls, I wanted to share with you guys the very important, most required skill that you need for cross rolls, or you have to have nice, solid, strong outside edges on both feet, and you want to be able to hold them in like a circle, because basically all a cross roll is you're doing outside edges with just a cross in between the transition from each leg to the other foot. So a skill that is pretty much required before starting cross roll is a nice, strong outside edge on both your feet and both legs like that. And I recommend working on that if you're not able to do it until you get comfortable, and then we can start working on cross rolls. Alright, so the very first thing that we're going to do before we get started with our cross rolls is we're going to do like an exercise. All we're going to be doing is we're going to be standing on the ice. We're going to have our arms out to the side like so, and we always want to make sure that our shoulders are square or facing straight in front of us, and we don't want them to move when we're doing our cross rolls. And keeping them nice and straight is going to help us direct the way that we want to go, because I'm going to show you guys an example. If we're gliding like this, I'm able to control my edge, but then if I start gliding like this, then my edge just falls into the circle. We don't want to do that while we're doing our cross rolls, and it's also going to be really painful to do cross rolls like this. So we want to make sure that our shoulders stay nice and straight facing in front of us, because that is the way that we're going to be skating when we're doing our cross rolls. Anyways, what we're going to start off with is we're just going to be standing like this, again, shoulders nice and square, and our feet are going to be standing on the ice like this. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up one of our legs and we're going to cross it over. Then we're going to take the leg that is crossed under the leg and we're going to lift it up, cross it over. And we're just going to work on getting this movement until we're comfortable with it, and we're going to make sure that we get comfortable doing this movement, because this is going to help us when we're learning how to do that cross in our cross rolls. Alright, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to take that motion and we're going to do it moving forwards. So basically all we're going to do is we're going to get some speed, and we're going to start off in a nice 2-foot glide. We're just going to lift our foot up, cross, lift up, cross, and we're just going to do this movement all the way down the ice so that we can get used to doing that cross while we're moving forwards. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to combine the edge and the cross together. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off on whatever edge we want to start off on. I am going to start off on my left forward outside edge, because I always start my cross rolls on that edge. It doesn't really matter which one you do it on, but all we're going to do is we're going to push, we're going to hold the edge, then we're going to take our foot and then just cross it over, and we're going to hold this cross with our feet, as you can tell, like so. And we're going to work on doing that push and that cross on both legs. I'll go do it on the other leg as well. You want to make sure that you're able to do this, because this is going to help a lot when you're working on your cross rolls, because this is the basic motion that you're going to need, and I recommend getting comfortable with that. Alright, so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to go into this cross position again, just like we were doing after we did our push and we do our cross, and we're going to be on an inside edge like so. Okay, so the foot that is crossed under, I'm going to pause for a second to show you guys. The foot that's crossed under our leg is going to be on an outside edge. It's tilted onto the outside edge. And the foot that we're going to be balancing on is actually going to be on an inside edge, so this one is going to be more like this, if you guys can see that. But now what we're going to do is we're going to work on lifting up the bottom leg so that we can get that nice balance. So we're going to be here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to lift it up. We don't want to move it anywhere, just lift it up as high as you can. And this actually is pretty hard, so don't worry if you can't get it on the first try. And we're just going to pretty much work on balancing on this edge, like so, with our foot lifted up. Again, when you're lifting your foot up, you just want to lift it straight up off of the ice. And we're going to use this, the outside edge, to help us it almost like it slides off the ice. When you're doing cross rolls, you never, never, never want to use your toes, because if you go like this and use your toe to push, it's going to look, one, pretty ugly, and two, you're not going to be able to get as much power as you were really hoping for. So what we're going to do is we're going to cross, and we're just going to lift our foot up to the side. And we're also going to want to work on that on the other foot as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here, we're going to cross, and we're just going to lift. Again, we don't want to cross, and we don't want to toe push, because that's also going to make it really hard to do our cross rolls. So I recommend working on that and getting comfortable with that motion, because that is going to help a lot when we're doing our cross rolls. Alright, so the next step that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing our cross rolls, and we're going to start off by doing a really basic small version of a cross roll, and I recommend doing it on a line because it's going to help you find your center, and it's also going to help you realize where that center of your shoulders are supposed to be facing so that you're nice and square. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to push, and we're going to do an edge, and we're going to cross when we get to the line, and then we're going to lift our foot up, and we're going to try and switch the foot that we're standing on to an outside edge. In order to help us switch to the outside edge, what we're going to be doing is we're going to push, we're going to cross, this foot we're going to lift it up, and we're actually going to bring it around in a circle, okay? And this is going to also help us prepare for that second cross when we're doing our cross roll. So we're going to go here, we're going to push, again, shoulders straight, cross, and we're going to bring our foot around in a circle motion. And if you realize, that's going to help us switch that edge. Instead of continuing to glide on an inside edge, bringing the foot around is going to help us change to the outside edge that we're going to need. After that, once we get that outside edge, we're going to be gliding on the outside edge, and basically we're just going to repeat. We're going to cross, lift, circle, cross, lift, circle. And that's basically how you do a cross roll, and I recommend working on it nice and small until you get comfortable, and then we can start adding speed and making the edges a little bit bigger. Alright, so basically that is everything you need to know how to do a forward cross rolls. So now all we need to work on is we need to work on getting that motion nice and consistent, and until we get nice and comfortable with doing that motion. And then we're just going to slowly start to add speed to it. And then it's going to be super easy to make the edges nice and big and nice and curvy and edgy, just like how we see all of those Olympians do their cross rolls. And it's going to sound also really nice. So I'm going to show you guys what your cross rolls should look like after you start to add some speed to it. Okay guys, so this is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed and that this helped you guys get your forward cross rolls on the ice. If you guys want me to do a tutorial on how to do a backward cross rolls, then just comment that down below and I'll be super happy to do that video for you guys, because these videos are super fun for me to make. And also, if you guys want me to do a tutorial on how to do any other skating element, just comment that down below and I'll also be happy to do a video on it for you guys. But I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys. Bye!